So the gold medal match of the Olympic Sevens has just concluded, and France, they are the new Olympic champions, winning that game 28 points to 7 over Fiji. Throughout this review, we're going to be looking at what happened throughout that game, who the key players were, and also what is next for these two sides moving forward. But first of all, the game as a whole, the atmosphere at the Stade de France was absolutely incredible. France, the home side, so they probably had about 60,000 supporting them. Fiji, you could still hear a few cheers for this Fijian side. They were certainly outnumbered when it came to support in this contest, which is a little bit of a new feeling for Fiji. Normally, no matter where they go in the world, they do still get that big cheer. But in this case, they were on enemy territory. They started off the game in pretty emphatic fashion, managing to get themselves the try of Josefa Talatholo. But little did we know at the time that that would be the only try the Fijians score throughout the contest. We did see a try late in the first half for France. It was scored by Jefferson Lee Joseph, and that made the score at halftime at 7 points each, which seemed like this game was going to be extremely close and going down to the wire. But little did we know that a certain French player off the bench would make his way onto the field for the second half, and within 17 seconds already had a try assist to his name. We are, of course, talking about Antoine Dupont. He managed to get himself that early try assist. Grandier scored that try, and from there, it was Dupont's half. There's no other way to describe it. Fiji couldn't get their hands on the ball. Any breakdown they tried to join and get that possession back, they were penalised. Quick tats from Dupont left, right and centre, and he also got himself 2 tries, including the last one, which was off a rolling maul, which really seemed like France were just trying to rub it in that they had just won that Olympic gold medal. But it was one of those tries that you don't really see coming in a game of sevens when it is a rolling maul. But this is, of course, the first ever loss for Fiji in an Olympics for rugby sevens. Up till this stage, they were undefeated in this comp, and they have had a very good competition. I feel like we can't take anything away from Fiji. Also, France, we've got to remember, they drew their first game of the comp. They had a tight win over Uruguay in the second, and then it was in that third that they were beaten by Fiji, 19 points to 12. So to be able to come back from that loss, learn from their mistakes, and then dominate in some regards for this contest is very impressive for Les Bleus. Overall, I think possession was the word of the day. The slipperiness of the ball, we did see a few knock-ons from both sides, but it was whether or not Fiji were going to be able to get enough possession in that second half was going to be the difference maker. But they maybe had 10% of that possession in the second 7 minutes if they were lucky. But brilliant performance from France. Not the best from Fiji in this game, but like I said, they still shouldn't drop their heads. They had a great tournament. They beat some great sides, including the French in that group stage. They got a win over the USA. They managed to beat Australia in a very comfortable way in their semi-final, beating the Irish in the quarters. But overall, when it came to those playoff games, a few upsets did happen along the way. But what is next for these two sides? Of course, they will both be a part of the Seven Circuit for the 2024-25 season. We will be covering that on the channel, so be sure if you haven't already to hit that subscribe button. And we have also got the Women's Sevens starting up very soon. We will be covering that on the channel as well, so if you do enjoy a little bit of extra sevens action outside of the men, be sure to give that a look as well. Do let me know what you thought of this match. Overall, did it live up to the expectations of this final? We knew going into it that it was the hosts versus the defending champions. And now the hosts are the defending champions. So I wonder what is going to happen next for these two sides. Will we see Fiji go well on the Seven Circuit? Will we see Dupont returning to Union? How long is he sticking with the Seven side of things? Is he going to get his medal and say, that's all I wanted, see you later? Or are we going to see him stick around for a few more years and make France into just a powerhouse of the Seven Circuit? But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Do let me know who your man of the match would be in the comments down below, and also what you did think of the match. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all for the next one.